Okay, we are recording, so that way, if you want to make a fool out of yourself, I'll have it back up when I ask security to come get you. All right. Actually, this is for YouTube. Put it on YouTube so you can, if you miss class, then you can watch it on YouTube. I'll show you that in just a minute. All right, we got that recording. Let's go ahead and get the emails pulled up. I sent you emails. Sent one email this week, and that email had the syllabus and the handouts. So if you don't have it, you're already starting off with an F. Just kidding. This is 2017. 2001, I don't ever check my email. Those days are over. You need to start checking your email, especially with me. Because even though I drive that big redneck Cadillac out there, and people, this is no joke, if my truck is in the shop, I actually will have nobody here. Y'all will ride by and not get my truck, and then y'all will not come to class. Don't do that, okay? Because you'll miss a whole day's worth of class, all right? The only time you leave this classroom is if you get an email saying that we're not going to meet, or if you see a note or somebody is sitting up here saying there's no class today. Okay, let's get that down right now. If I'm late, I'm late. All right? But that doesn't mean we're not having class. All right? Just thought I'd tell you that. Anyway, let's pull up 120. Where is 120? Did I hit 120? Okay. And it should be right there. Handouts. Oh, we went to the new edition. That's great. Fall semester. What day did I send that? Somebody let me know. Anybody know? Okay, y'all can talk. Okay, nobody's going to let me know. Nobody knows when I sent it. Okay. August 21st. I'll probably send it around. There it is. Probably right here. There it is. Thanks for the interaction, y'all. I appreciate it. See, he's leaving. I'd leave too if I was you.
Wrong class.
Oh, wrong class? You're supposed to be, what class was in here?
Econ. I just wouldn't schedule.
That's all right. Have a good one, man. He's going to fail. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Math 120. Okay, there's this thing that we don't have very much of anymore in the United States. It's called a sense of what? Humor. Sense of direction? Yeah, that too. I didn't think about that. But a sense of humor. Does everybody know what a sense of humor is? Okay, if you don't have one, what? Drop my class, okay? Because I go on with all kinds of foolishness. I say y'all suck, but that doesn't mean you. It means all students, okay? So please, if you are a stick in the mud, drop, okay? Or stay at home. All right, here's your syllabus. Look at it. It's worthless. The only thing that you need is the back page. They don't even include it on the back page, all right? You have to go somewhere else to get the outline. This is written by a Philadelphia lawyer or a bureaucrat somewhere in the library, and if you can make sense of it, good for you. That means you're going to be a lawyer one day, okay? The most important page is right here, and I want you to get this out if you got it. You should have it because everybody should check their email, but there it is. Probability and statistics. Now, make this note right now. Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 is 90% reading. Okay? Just write that down in your notes. Write it down on a piece of paper. So that way when you do get your book or you do get your access code, if you get online, get on My Labs Plus, make sure you start reading. Could y'all close that door back there? Because my voice carries to the first floor. And people will hear me. Has anybody had me before? I hadn't had a look, so I hadn't had a chance to stare at anybody yet. Anybody had me before? I didn't think so. 8 o'clock class, 120. Chances are most of y'all are still in high school. So. Oh, that's fine. It's the Russians' fault. Blame the Russians for everything. Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 is reading. 80% of your first test will be from Chapter 3. So that means 20% will be from Chapter 1 and 2. Yeah. So if I give you 20 questions, 4 are going to be from Chapter 1 and 2. And they're going to be vocabulary questions. Most of y'all have had Math 120 in high school. I realize that, okay? I realize some of y'all probably invented probability and statistics. Okay? Remember what I said. You can Skype in from home. Just make sure you mute your mic so we don't hear you. Okay? Oh, something else you're supposed to do. I'm supposed to do this with you. You're supposed to take 14 weeks and divide by 4 because there's 4 units. And then you're supposed to pull your calendar out and you're supposed to go 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks from today, which I think is on the 19th of whatever month is next, September 19th. You're supposed to go, say, September 8th or 19th or whatever, and you're supposed to say that's when we have our first test on Unit 1, which is Chapter 3, 1, 2, and 3. It's supposed to be there it is. You're supposed to put the date right there, and the teacher is supposed to get that test in by that day. No. I go with the speed of the class. Okay? If everybody in here created probability and statistics, and you do your homework and you don't send me any homework questions, then we're going to keep on going. We'll finish halfway through the semester if you want to. All right? Squeaky door gets what? Grease. Good job. Your parents did a good job. If you didn't know what I'm talking about, your parents suck. Okay? That's a joke. All right? Huber said y'all suck. I actually had somebody go home and tell their parents that I told them their parents suck. I actually had somebody go home. This is the people with no sense of humor. I actually had somebody go home and they complained to my boss that I used the black sheep, or used the word black sheep negatively. Yeah, I was the black sheep of my family, okay? Black sheep. That was a while back, though. Y'all get hear some of the complaints. It's just people that need a life, maybe. All right, so write that down. When you get your book, when you get your access code, when you print out your sections of your book, and I'll go over all that tomorrow. Tomorrow does not mean tomorrow. Tomorrow means what? Thursday. So I don't need somebody in the back. You don't have to go tomorrow. Shut up. All right? Y'all starting to see what kind of people I don't like, okay? That's why I'm got an ex-wife. Okay, everybody got that? All right, so make sure when we get to Chapter 3, we're going to start doing math. When we get to Chapter 3, that's when you really start needing to write notes, because everything that I cover in Chapter 3, when I say it's important, it's going to be on the test. That means it's going to be on the test. Now, you can check anybody that's had me before. I'm very confident. Nobody is going to tell you that I pull fast ones on the test. Nobody. Because that's extra work for me. Okay? I cover 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, and 3.5. Whatever it says right there. Okay? And then I say, okay, well, I'm going to be a, you know what, and I'm going to go and find some more material out of 6.8 and 6.7 that I haven't went over. So, no sneezing in class. All right? No sneezing, no yawning, no coughing, and no sighing. Okay? We actually had a teacher that asked you to leave if you yawned more than 3 times. She got fired. Yeah, come on in. How was breakfast? Was it good? Oh, good. Just come on in anytime. That's fine. No, that's fine. I say that to everybody that comes in 20 minutes after class starts. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know when class started. 17 minutes ago, okay? So, we're just going over the outline right here. If you got it, get it out. If you don't, then I'm going to send it out again. Probably, what's today, Wednesday? Tuesday? I'll probably send one out tomorrow, and then I'll send one out Saturday or Sunday. Why Saturday or Sunday? Because the last day to add is when? Friday, and it takes 24 hours for you to get on the roll, or whenever it dumps. I don't know. But anyway, Sunday will be the best time to send it to people who are adding like Friday. Okay? So, chapter 1 is all reading. Chapter 3 is 80% of your first test. And you're supposed to go through and write down the dates that we're going to have these tests. Okay? That's what you're supposed to do in each of your classes. Okay? Whether the teacher abides by it, that's up to the teacher. But I'm not the teacher that tries to cover the syllabus. You got that? I'm the teacher that tries to make sure everybody knows what's going on. Because I'd rather you be a competent student leaving my class than an incompetent regurgitator. Okay? So that's that. Keep this. This is the most important page. The reason it's the most important page is some of you are going to have umpteen things coming up in the future. Okay? While you're in my class, you don't ask me where we're going to be Wednesday. You look at this. If I cover 2.3 today, then what do you think I'm going to cover, whatever day, Thursday, y'all come back? I'm going to cover 3.1. Okay? Y'all can't see. I know. That's fine. 3.1 comes after 2.3, okay? I understand. Can't see. But you use this as a guide. If you go to the beach for 2 or 3 days, then you're going to miss a day. You're going to miss Wednesday or Thursday, and you're going to go to the beach Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Then you know if I covered 2.3, then you know probably I covered 3.1. Then when am I going to cover Tuesday? 3.2. That's if nobody sends in any questions, and we'll get to that when we do homework. When I do the homework section. Okay? So this is a guide. This should be, if you got one of those notebooks with a cover on the outside, the plastic cover, this needs to slide in the front. This is the most important page, period, in this class. Okay? Question on that? Now, since some of y'all, none of y'all, or I'm sorry, all of you have never had me before, we might need to cover a little bit about my class. Let's cover my class. This is a new handout. I just basically, let me blow it up a little bit since the people in the, I've always noticed that the people that have the worst vision, guess where they sit? In the back. Yep. All right, view. And let's just zoom to 200. I think that'll get it. All right. This is the first semester I've done this. I've just basically written a letter to the class telling you what I expect, telling you what I'm going to go over. Here's my schedule. I teach a Polycom class. For those of you who don't know what a Polycom class is, it's an online class with the 3 campuses, Easley, Anderson, and Pendleton, where I teach the class on video simultaneously to those classes. It's kind of like an online class with the teacher. Does that make sense? About via video. Okay? I'm very technological, whatever you want to call it. I'm also old school on both. I think everything is good in moderation. I think extremes are stupid. Okay? You ever get these people, I really want a chalkboard in class. Whatever. All right? And then you got somebody that won't even touch a marker. Okay? Because they do everything on the computer. I think the extremes are, you know, no matter what you do in life, the extremes, stay away from them. Okay? Because they'll get you in trouble. Either financial trouble or trouble with the law, one of the two. Stay out of the extremes. Unless you're, you know, extremely smart or something, you know, very positive. But then you won't have any life. But anyway, 111 is my next class after this class. These are my 3 conventional classes. Conventional classes means in the classroom. And then I teach online math 110. Okay? Go explain what the Polycom class is for those who don't know it. Some of y'all have never had me before. Most of y'all have never had me before. You can Google me, you can YouTube me, or you can go to Rate My Professors. I would highly suggest you go to Rate My Professors for all your professors. If you have a professor that's below a 3, get out if you can. Because If students are giving that teacher below a 3, it's going to be a rough semester. Okay? And plus, you can see some funny comments on there. I don't look at mine because there's 3 things I can't stand. I can't stand to hear myself talk. I can't stand the videos myself, and I can't stand to see stuff written about me. So, but my students say they're good. I hope they are. All right. I'm confident that I try to go out of my way to help students, not set them up for failure. Even though I tell you you're going to fail, that's just a joke. If you're a hammy student, lazy student, or obnoxious punk, we're going to have problems. How do you know you're either one? Well, if people tell you to chill all the time, you're a hammy student. If people don't want anything to do with you, then probably you're a lazy student. And if you're an obnoxious punk, people really, they'll talk to you at your face, but they really don't want to talk to you at all. They hide from you in the hallway. Okay? So, I've taught for 20 years plus, and I've only had to ask security to take 3 people out of the classroom. And they were just obnoxious. They were probably mean to their mother. Or their mother was mean to them, dropped them on their head when they were little or something. They had issues, okay? And, there's nothing I can do about that except call security and get them to leave. Okay? How do I know you're obnoxious? Well, when I talk, that's a good indicator. That's one of the first indicators. Okay? Hammy students, they're just freaking crazy and worried about dates all the time. You need to chill out. Okay? Most of the time, people worry about dates the most are the ones that procrastinate the most. Don't tell on yourself. Okay. The rest is pretty much what I say in all my handouts. You work, you pass. You don't work, you what? I like fail better than flunk. You fail. Because you failed at this class. You failed to complete it. Okay, I know there's some people in here that don't like the word fail because it's negative energy. Drop. Okay? Because I'm not going to put up with snowflakes. Period. You work, you get the rewards of working. You don't work, you flunk. Okay? Questions on that? And, I don't like to be this dictatorial. I don't like that because that's not the way I am. But I have to the first day because there's some obnoxious people out there. You know that. And I have to, what do you call it? Stick my flag in the dirt. As a teacher, I have to do that. And, 99% of my classes, we have fun. The 8 o'clock class is the roughest because y'all don't drink Mountain Dew in the morning or something to wake you up. You need to, because guess what? 8 o'clock is not going anywhere. Because where's 8 o'clock going to be after you finish school? Good job. And all y'all going to have one. Okay? And all you going to have kids. It's going to have to be at class at 8 o'clock. So it's not going anywhere. 8 o'clock is going to be there forever. Okay? So you might as well get used to it. So quit the whining. Grab a Mountain Dew. Because coffee makes your breath stink, okay? Grab a Mountain Dew and drink it and come to class and interact, okay? That's me, my class, and I. Let's go to some handouts that you need to make a note about. Polycom, I accidentally sent y'all that. Just ignore that. Office handout. For those of you that don't know, you get 5 installations of Office 365. Okay? The reason you might want to do that is some of y'all might want to Skype in. The reason you might want to Skype in is I know probably most of y'all are high school students and you don't have children, okay? But some of you may have siblings. Some of you may have parents that you need to sit with or whatever. I don't know what you have in your personal life. But this is a community college. It's a technical college. It's not a research university. It's not a residential university. And, I don't have no aspirations or I don't want to be a residential math teacher, so I'm not going to try to turn my classroom or my campus into a residential campus because I'm a wannabe. I'm not going to do that. All right. I wanted to teach at Tri-County Tech because I'm a product of Tri-County Tech. I'm a Tri-County Tech former student. All right. So I wanted to teach here. Okay. I'm not one of these teachers that couldn't hack it somewhere else and decided to teach at a community college and trying to make the community college into a research university. You have lives, you have families, you have things that go on in the morning. Okay? So if you need to, use it sparingly. You can Skype in. Now, I have students from Seneca travel all the way here to take my class. I have students from Tomasi Salem. I have students from Spartanburg. I've had a student from, what's above, Gaffney is above Spartanburg? Or somewhere up there where the peach is, all right? And I told them, I said, there is no sense in you traveling back and forth. Use Skype. As long as you use Skype and I see you, I'll count you here. And I'll do that for you. I don't know if anybody in here is traveling that far. I hope not. But the whole point is, use it sparingly. Some of you may have kids. Daycare may have called. They're running a fever. I got to go get my kid. Can I Skype in at 9? Sure. Just text me and say, I need to Skype in. My name is blah, 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 blah. And I'll look up your name and I'll bring you into the class. Okay? Simple as that. Use it sparingly. Don't use it like every day because you drunk too much the night before or whatever. You ate too much or your stomach hurt or the dog died or whatever. Use it sparingly. Okay? Attendance-wise, I could care less, but I have to take attendance. So if you Skype in, I'll count you here. If you walk across that threshold and I count you here, you're here. If you have to leave to go somewhere, that's fine. You're still here because you came into the class. Other than those two things, you're absent. Everybody got that? I think I've talked about that in one of my things too. Academia is funny. 10 years ago, the thing on campus was everybody have the right to fail. You teach, y'all make the grade, boom, that's it. Now, we have to hold y'all's hand to the bathroom. We have to do this. We have to tell you the right date to decide the test. We have to tell you how to study. We have to tell you this. We have to tell you to be on class. Be at class on time. And then if you're absent, we're supposed to write you an email to say you need to be in class if you want to pass. Okay, I said I'm not an extremist. I'm not an extreme on the left. You have the right to fail. Right, you have the right to fail. Not extreme on the left. Let me hold your hand while you do your homework. I'm not either one of those. But I'm not going to make extra work for myself. All of us are like that. Do you want to make extra work for yourself? Think about it. I got to do chapter 1. I'll go ahead and do chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. And we don't even know if we're going to get to chapter 3. I'm just going to go ahead and do it all. Okay, that's extra work. Especially if you don't know if you're going to make it to chapter 3 or not. I'm just using that as an example, okay? So if I tell you to do chapter 1, you do chapter 1. If I tell you to do chapter 9, you do chapter 9. Don't go on and do chapter 10 just because we're doing chapter 9. That's extra work for yourself, and you don't know what we're going to do chapter 10. So don't make extra work for yourself, okay? Now, I don't want you to, okay, let me make an announcement. I don't want you to think I don't go over. I bend over backwards for my students. Okay? Now, I am confident about that because things I've had to do for some of my students to teach them how to do math. I've sat in my office for 3 hours just to teach a student how to factor. Okay? 3 hours. All right? So I am very confident that you're not going to hear a student tell you, well, he don't care if you learn it or not. I know that's not true. I will go the extra mile to help you. But I'm not going to do administrative busy work. Okay? Y'all know what busy work is, right? I'm not doing that. I refuse to do that. Okay? So make sure you get Skype. And then, of course, you got 5 downloads. You can download your phone, download your whatevers. Okay? Whatever devices you want to download it to. Okay? And some of y'all may already know that. Some of you may not. Now you do. YouTube. This is how you get to YouTube right there. I know y'all know how to use YouTube, but how do you find my channel? go to Hubert McClure. There's 2 Hubert McClure channels. One of them I started using for virtual office hours, where somebody would send me a question during office hours, and I would do it virtually, and then put it on YouTube, and they could go look at it instead of having to travel up here or down here. Instead of, that's when gas was kind of high, $5 a gallon. Remember that a while back? Anyway, don't use that one. That's the green shirt. The blue shirt is one of my classes, and click on it, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Tells you how to Skype in. Okay. Tells you how to get on to My Labs Plus. There's several ways. There is several handouts pertaining to My Labs Plus. The reason there's several handouts is it's where everything goes on. I give you all the homework, I give you all the tests on My Labs Plus. I don't deal with Blackboard because Blackboard is always down. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's broke, don't use it. So I don't use Blackboard. So don't be one of these people that email me tonight. I can't find anything for you on Blackboard. I don't use it. Okay? So the only place you need to go to is My Labs Plus. Okay? And that tells you how to do there. There's also a handout for My Labs Plus. It should be in here somewhere. My Labs Plus right there. Now I'm going to cover all this today and tomorrow, which will be Thursday. And you can go to the YouTube channel and go to my last 120 class, which was last couple of semesters, I don't know. And I covered the same thing on those first 2 days. Okay? I saw that yawn. I saw it. That's, I'm going to write your name down. We'll have to leave to get 3. We used to have one teacher that came to class with a red Solo cup every morning. Okay? You know what a red Solo cup is, okay? The bad thing is, around 11 o'clock, he would go to his car and fill it up again. Now, if you're going to do something like that, don't you think you need to have a top on it or something like this one? All right, this is 2. I don't drink coffee because I can stand. All right. Anyway, he would fill it up. By 5 o'clock that day, he'd done filled it up like 4 times. Group, he needs group bad. They know alcoholic. If I was to bring a thimble of alcohol on this campus, I'd get fired the first time I brought a thimble for it. I'm one of those people. I can't get away with things like that, like an alcoholic drinking 4 cups of vodka. Vodka! Straight. Neat. No vice, nothing. Just they're more hardcore than I am, let me tell you. Anybody that drink vodka all day anyway, more power to you. Stuff's rough. It's like drinking dadgum brake cleaner. All right. I don't use Blackboard. So you need to bypass this right there. Bypass that and go to, I'll write it down in just a minute, www.tctc.mylabsplus.com. I'll go over that in just a minute when we get to www.tctc.mylabsplus.com, because half the time Blackboard ain't even working, and if it is working, I've already had 2 students email me that say when you click on it, it don't work. So that's why I don't fool with it. And this tells you how to get on there. The most important thing beside that page, and I told you was most important, is an access code. You get the access code by buying it with your book, or buying it in the bookstore, or buying it online when you go to register. Okay? I don't care how you buy it. You need a book. No, you don't have to buy a book. You can just get the access code. The access code is the most important thing, period. Okay? If you get the access code, then you access the book online, which you can print by sections, and then you don't need a book. Okay? We'll get into that when I go over the My Labs Plus. Okay? So make sure you print that out and read that. So you can borrow a book, you can buy a book, you can share a book, you can use an old book, whatever you want to do, or you can print the book out and bring it to class in your notebook. I'm not real stringent on which book you use or how you use it. Okay. Nope, not that. I don't want that. All right, this is my information sheet. Now, this is, the reason I do this is for several reasons. Am I full of myself? No. Okay? But I think it's very important for a teacher to make the environment of the learning environment very comfortable. And one of the first things I do is I tell the student about myself. How many times have you sat in a classroom? Now, most of you are high school students. I realize some of y'all haven't sat in a classroom college before. How many times have you sat in a classroom and glaze over and have no idea what the teacher said the whole hour, much less their name? Now, that's a bad environment. Why is it a bad environment? Because you're glazed over because the teacher's so bored. And the teacher don't even think enough of themselves to make it exciting enough to tell you the dadgum name. And if they did tell you the name, they didn't even make enough impression to let you know what your name was. What kind of environment is that going to be? Snoozeville. Okay? So I'm not that way. Now, you may not agree with me. You may not agree with the rabbits I chase, and that's fine. We can agree to disagree. But when it comes to the learning environment, I try to make it as comfortable as possible. That's why I have had to throw out the 3 people in over 7,400 students. Okay? I'm blessed to be doing what I do well. Okay? You may know somebody that hates their job. I don't. I love my job. I don't love bureaucracy. I loathe bureaucracy. Okay? So there's some things. I have to give you an in-class test because the teachers that have a 13% retention say that helps retention. Or I have an 82%, 85% retention. My way works, but we're not doing it because 13% retention teachers, the ones that really suck, they tell us that we need to have in-class tests. So I can give you all an in-class test. It's 5 questions with 5 easy questions that you have on an in-class test. That way you can go to your next teacher, and it's my boss, and they say, you're in Hubert's class, and he give you an in-class test? You can say, what? Yes. But I'm not going to sit here and give you 20 questions for me to take to my office and hand grade when I've got the apparatus to do that and give you instant feedback. And I'm going to say this word, and y'all going to think I'm being awful. But if you actually look at the word, it's out of time. What's the word out of time? It's retarded. Okay? That's what, if you're, okay, some of y'all, oh my God, he used the word retarded. Well, if you've got a 55 Chevy with a 350 in it, and it's not at 4 degrees top dead center, guess what? The time is retarded. Okay? That's the actual word. It's out of time. It's going to sound like it has oversized cam in it. It won't pull itself up a hill because it's out of time. All right? And doing an in-class test, when you've got the capabilities of doing online tests and 3-second feedback, to me, that's out of time. Now, is there a place for in-class tests? Yes. Again, I'm not an extremist. But an entry-level Math 120 class, come on. I mean, it's not like y'all are going to be mathematicians tomorrow. Yep, I took Math 120. I'm going to be a mathematician tomorrow. Most of you, I'd probably say one of you out of all of you is going into math probably. The rest of y'all are going into other majors that require Math 120 or class, or another college algebra class, or another college math class. All right? So they just need to, I'm not a bureaucrat, but by no means. So anyway, I don't know how I got on that rabbit, but anyway, the best way to contact me is through my cell phone. Okay? You can text me or you can call me. Don't drunk mail me, okay? I don't need a drunk mail at 3 o'clock in the morning. Hey, what's probability? I don't need that. All right? If you're going to if you're going to Skype in, you're going to need that number, which I've got on several handouts. If you don't want to use the text or whatever, if you want to write an email, that's fine. Just use my office email to come directly to my phone. Okay? I would highly suggest that you learn how to do that. All you have to do is type in exchange@tctc.edu for your server. Or call this number 646-1779. That's in 1776, 1779. All right, remember, 646-1779. And tell them that you want to send your email to your phone. It makes life a whole lot easier, okay? And set up your phone, and you'll hear my phone go, you have a work email. And that's how I know that that means that it's either a student or it's my boss complaining about something I've done, okay? One of the two. All right. Look, I even give you directions to my office. Why do I do that? Well, I cover a lot of bases with these handouts. Let's talk about why I ignore you. Okay? Sometimes you're going to ask me a question, and I'm going to say, I have no idea. When I say I have no idea, what does that mean? That means I've already told you and you weren't listening. Okay? These handouts are for a reason. I don't give you these handouts so you can throw them away, period. These handouts are to go into your notebook. All right? There's 5 to 10 questions on each test from these handouts. Okay, I do that because they told us we had to integrate the syllabi and the handouts in our classroom. So I put questions on your test. Some of y'all get them wrong. It's real sad, especially when there's the same questions over and over and over. And there's only one legitimate answer. It's pretty sad. Anyway, the one question is what is my cell phone and my email address? There it is. That's one question is worth actually like 4 points on the test. But I also cover this question: where's your office? So from now on, when I say just come by my office, you should say yes sir or okay. What should not come out of your mouth? Where's your office? Because I'll just look at you like you're an idiot, and then I'll say I have no idea. Because I've just told you. When you get off on the elevator, you turn directly to the left. If you turn quick enough, you'll go right into the doorway. And there's these things on the doors. I think they're called numbers. And you know what they do is you go down the hallway. They get bigger. So if I'm in 211, that's what it says right there. And you turn in and you see 205, and the next one says 206. Go down this way. And then when you get to the corner, that's my office. It's a miracle. Okay? So now you know, oh, well, Hubert, I don't know when you're in your office. I'll cover that now. And that's called Hubert's Locator Card. Anybody starting to see a pattern in the way I do things? I cover everything. Sorry. Look at there. There's my schedule. So now, when I say just come by my office or see me during office hours, what should you not ask?
Where your office is.
Where your office is? When you gonna be there? I have no idea. I'm gonna change the. Now, I will amend the office hour sheet here. Most of the time, if I don't have a class in 202, I just sit in this classroom. If there's not a class in here after y'all's class, I'll probably sit in here till lunchtime, and then I'll be in the office. You see what I'm saying? Because I do video stuff on here, and I load up to YouTube and all that, and I do that all after class. If I'm in, the only other classroom I'm in is for the Polycom, and that's in 104. Yeah. And that's downstairs beside the office in the stairwell. It's kind of like a conference room back in the corner. So if you need to find me then, see, like I don't have a class in there after 10 o'clock. So tomorrow, if you come into class or you come into the campus, and you need to see me at 10 o'clock, I'll probably be in 104. Everybody see what I'm saying? So about an hour after class, if there's no class in the classroom, I'm probably either going to be in that classroom or I'm going to be in the office. Okay? All right, let's narrow that down. I'm either going to be in AC 104, AC 202, or my office. Everybody got that? No, that's pretty simple. All right, so there's my office hours. So now, when I tell you, come by and see me during my office hours, you should say, yes, sir, or okay. That's the only words that should come out of your mouth. Okay? What's the use of having handouts if you're not going to what? Read them. And I think this is a question too. I don't know. I'm going to make one up. I've got to make some up because there's some DA questions that I got last semester that we're going to make questions about. Wait till you see the questions, then I'll tell you what the DA questions were, and you're going to be like, you're kidding. Nope, I'm not. As my boss says, Hubert, you got some dumbass students. Yeah, I do. For some reason, I get the ones that ask me what my name is after I tell them what my name is. Okay? All right, so that takes care of those questions. I'm looking to see if there's any. Hubert's class courtesies. This is the last one. My number one rule, I treat students the way I want to be treated. Now, I went to West Side, I went to Southwood, I went to Marinus, I went to Southwood in the Hood, and I went to West Side. I then went to Marine Corps, all right? So I can get as nasty and I can get as unprofessional as you want to be. Now, why am I telling you that? Well, I'm talking to the obnoxious punks, all right? Which I don't think I have to worry about here because I'm going to be honest with you. If you're in high school and you're taking a dual credit course, you're not an obnoxious punk. You're probably a smart kid, okay? So I don't think I'm having to deal with any. I'm a little concerned with this group back here. Why? Because there's a lot of guys sitting together back here, and anytime a lot of guys are sitting together, that's a bad thing. So y'all need to break it up. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. All right. But every once in a while, on a dual enrollment course, that corner is bad. So I want some of y'all to move up here. Just kidding. You don't have to move anywhere. Just keep it at a low groan because I don't want the fourth row to be complaining, okay? Because they will complain. I'm not this fourth row. People will complain. They'll come up to me and say, there's a jerk behind me. I want you to move. Okay. Jerk behind you. Okay. And then more. Jerk, move. All right. So just treat me the way that you want to be treated, and I'll treat you the way that I want to be treated. It's real simple. Okay? I use cell phone. I actually turned it off before I came to class. I turned it off. But I actually turned it on vibrating. Very unusual. Most of the time, you'll hear all my little ringtones that I have and notifications. The whole point is, I just thought I saw something about my son. It was one of those, welcome back to McAleese. I'm sorry, McAleese. All right? I have a cell phone. It goes off. I have children. I have one down at the College of Charleston. I have one at McAleese. Okay? The reason I do that is I live in a community. Some of y'all may know where I live. Okay? And that's the McAleese community because Henry McAleese, back in 1900 to 1902 or whatever, he built McAleese School and he called himself Henry McAleese. My name is Henry McAleese. Well, anyway, he was dropping cotton off right up there at Center Rock Gym, and his wagon rolled over his neck and broke his neck, and he died right there. Anyway, his name was Henry McAleese. He called himself Henry McAleese. So we built a school out there. It's called McAleese School. Oh, no, you don't call it McAleese. Even though the man that you named it after is called McAleese, it's McAleese. So now we get these transplants that live out in the community that says it's McAleese. Don't you hate people like that? They move into the area and they tell you that you're stupid. How many of y'all know about McAleese? school. Anybody live in that area? Good. That's good. Well, y'all know where McClure Road is, right there. McClure's intersection right there. Where the old store used to be that's about falling down. My grandfather used to work in that store. Anyway, long story. He was on probation or something. He had worked in that store. If you have, back in the 20s, he was on probation. That store was a grocery store. There was 3 grocery stores in that area. One was Hicks Store, which is at Coker Road and Goddard's Bridge, little square store right there. And then there was Ryder's Store right there where the McClure School is. And then there was Norris Store, which was Norris Road and Grady Hall Road. That was my uncle. Right there where that big house is, right there at the intersection. So there was 3 grocery stores right there. And that's where you went when you got, you wanted food because you didn't go to town. That was special. Anyway, I'll shut up. I'm very, very historic, especially about the community. I'll even show you where the hanging tree used to be. I know it's awful, but I know where the hanging tree used to be. They used to hang people, when you broke the law, you got hung, period. And back then, that was the 20s, before the 20s.
Where is it?
It's right near Mackley's, the old Mackley School, right there off of Mountain View Road. It's not. I can show you where the hole is. It's not there anymore. It died. So, but anyway, a lot of communities have history like that, whether it's bad or good. And I'm sorry, it's a hanging tree. That's what it was called. I'm sorry. If that depresses you, I'm sorry. All right. So if you got a cell number, if you got a cell phone, I'm not going to go into what is it called, cardio infarction, if your cell phone goes off. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will, because there's some teachers up here that need a life, okay? And they will go into hysteria if your phone goes off. I don't care. I got other things to worry about, whether your phone. I do ask that you think about it. Think about it this way. If your phone goes off and you have to answer, or you have to text, go outside in the hallway and do it, all right? Now, some people think that I don't know what the word is, that I don't see you using your cell phone. I do. I see everything you're doing, okay? The first time you do it, and you use your cell phone, you text, I'm going to say, okay, what did I say about using your cell phone? And everybody's going to look around trying to find out who I'm talking about. The second time, I'm going to embarrass you. And the third time, I'm going to ask you to leave. And then you'll have to go through the whole re-entering the class process with security and all that. Okay? So, all you got to do is go outside. Text away all you want to in the hallway. Okay? That's what I do. I say, excuse me, I have to answer this. I've got 3 people to answer to. My mother, which she don't care what my schedule is, she's just going to call. Okay? And then my 2, college Charleston, or my daughter calls, or if McClure calls, then I have to answer. And I'll say, excuse me, I'll go out in the hallway and I'll answer. Same thing I asked of you. I did that to you for your courtesy. You did that for me. What if you were to come up to me after class and say, here, this 5-step problem, I just can't get it. I get the 3rd part, but I can't get the 4th and 5th part. And while you're talking to me, I start texting. What is that? Bon quick, what is that? Rude. Okay, what's the difference in me doing that to you and you texting while I'm talking? What's the difference? There is none. It's rude. It's rude if you do it. It's rude if I do it. I'm going to call you on it. You're not going to have to call me on it because, now, I will say, if there's something important, like if my daughter texts me and says, please put another $200 on my card, I'll say, hold on a minute. Okay, I'll do it as soon as I can. Okay, now your question. I may do that, but very rare do I put this in front of a student asking a question. Okay? Texting, and that's number 2 and number 3. I'm lenient. I'm not an extremist. So therefore, you're going to see some teachers that have a calf. They're the ones that make these. Let's put them up in the classroom. They're just begging for a fight. That's what they're doing. This is not an online class, pretty much. It's a hybrid. That means it's a mix. I'm not going to go into all that. Attendance policy. If you Skype in, if you cross the threshold, I will count you here. I saw that. Okay? You yawned. I saw that. I also saw another yawn over here somewhere. Okay? I think it was you. All right. I keep tabs on the yawns. The whole class won't have to leave. I get 1 5 yawns. All right. So make sure if you do need to come in and leave, make sure you cross the threshold or you Skype in. Okay? Is anybody here from like long way away? I didn't think so because it's 8 o'clock class. It'd be hard for Mossy Salem to be here at 8 o'clock. Okay? Most of those classes are 10 or 11 o'clock. All right? Is everybody here pretty much from Anderson? Okay, Star, Iva, BHP, okay, all those places. Okay. Where did everybody go to high school? How many from West Side? Okay, y'all are gonna fail. Well, I went to West Side. I know how much y'all know. Nothing. No, I'm just kidding. How many from Hannah? Get a lot from Hannah. We always get a lot of students from Hannah. Hannah does better than West Side sending us students. West Side 6. Crescent. How many from Crescent? That one. Okay. You'll fail. BHP. Nobody from BHP? I heard they were going to be contenders this year. I heard they kind of building up their dynasty down there again. We'll see when I meet West Side. Hannah doing pretty good too. I got a friend, one of my students, that took me 3 semesters, and I'm doing his recommendations for colleges. Doing a couple of recommendations for colleges playing for him. And I hope he does real good. I think he's going to do real good. Where'd you go? I didn't see your hand. Where'd you go to school? Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Did I miss anybody else? Hannah, West Side, Crescent, no BHP. Anybody else? Okay, so we're pretty much managing. Okay, good. So everybody can come in here and either Skype in or come in, and if you have a problem, just basically let me know. Okay. You can read the rest. I'm not gonna go over any of this. You can go over that. You can read it. That's fine. Let's go ahead and talk about what you need for the class. You're going to need the access code. Make sure you get that. Now, does anybody have a question on the access code? It's basically a proof of purchase. That's a 16-digit code that comes with your book, or you buy it at the bookstore, or you buy it online. Yes, sir. Not here. You can order stuff from the bookstore and get it sent to you, but there's not one on this campus. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you can do that. No problem. I'll talk about that in just a minute. Yes, it's in that little cardboard thing. Yes. Now, you can use a book. You can borrow a book, steal a book, share a book, use an old book, use a new book, whatever you want to do. I don't care. I don't care what you bring to class as far as the book goes. Okay? Everybody gets the book when you get the access code because the book is online. I will show you how to print that out. I'm not going to do it today probably because I'm going to run out of time here soon. Okay? So I'm not going to try to get into MyLab Plus today. I'm going to talk about more of classroom logistics, and so we'll finish the class with classroom logistics and things like that. So the first thing you need to do when you leave this room today, between today and Wednesday, is try to get an access code. Now, I do realize that some of you are on scholarship and financial aid. If that's the case, then you wait, you use the 14-day trial period. That means you can get online and register and actually do the work, okay? We don't have any work right now. The only thing you need to do right now is print out chapter 1, 2, and 3, whatever sections those were. That's why you need that sheet again. You need to print those out if you don't have a book and start reading. Or you can just read online. If you have a tablet or if you have a laptop, just read it online and write down notes. I will cover, the first day of class will probably be next Tuesday. And I will start to cover chapters 1 and 2 And all we're going to do is go through on the board here. I'm going to present the book, and I'm going to tell you what to highlight and what to star. Okay? Because that means it could be a test question. And that's how we'll do chapters 1 and 2. We'll get to chapters 3, which will probably be the next Monday or Tuesday, next Tuesday. Okay? That's when we will actually start doing math. Okay? Okay, so yes, bring whatever old book, whatever, it doesn't matter. Can you buy an access code and not buy a book? Yes. You can go online and get the access code. You can buy the access code at the bookstore, but the bookstore never orders enough. Okay? They have issues. You know, if 50 people come in and get an access code this semester, they order 25 the next semester. You know, some people think like that. Okay, we sold 500 last semester, so I'll just order 400 this semester. They do that every semester and they don't have enough, okay? So most people just go online, and when they register, and you go to www.tctc.mylabsplus.com, it's going to ask you to register, and it's going to ask you if you're a new student, and then it's going to ask you, do you have an access code? You say, no, I want to use the trial period. And that's how it works. I'll just go ahead and show you right quick so you can write it down. www.tctc.mylabsplus.com. Now, let's talk about DA questions. Here's what it looks like. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to get the banner. You're going to get somebody in here. It's going to be banner. All right. You see what it says right there? MyLabs Plus for what? If it doesn't say that, you are on the wrong page. Because I'm going to get an email from somebody tonight. What's the course ID? You're on the wrong page. Will you get a response from me? No. If you ask me that in class, I'm going to say, I have no idea. You're on the wrong freaking page. Okay? This is the first example of not being able to follow basic what? Directions. How many times have you heard math teachers talk about that? Follow basic directions. All right? Do not go to any other website. You go to this website, tctc.mylabsplus.com. If you don't go to that website, you're going to have problems right off the get-go. Go to this website instead of going to Blackboard, because Blackboard probably won't be working. Or if it does, the hyperlink won't work. Type in your username. What is your username? Your email address here at TCTC, but don't put in the TCTC at tctc.edu. So, B. Smith at tctc.edu. You type in B. Smith, and then what's your password? Your T number with a capital T. Now, if you've used MyLabs Plus before, then you want to type in your old, whatever the password was, and whatever your username is. I'm talking to the new student that's never used it before, okay? How many of you have used MyLabs Plus before? All right, then you would type in your, whatever your old password is, or if it's your T number. What did you use it for? What class? Okay, you just already registered. How about you? Okay, so you know how to get on and use it. Who else? I saw a hand back here.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, for some of us, will it just be on our school?
It'll be here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, tctc.edu. Just don't put the at tctc.edu. Okay, that's your username. Your password is capital T and then your number. If it doesn't work, see me, all right? And then I'll see what's wrong. If some of you have just added, has anybody added this course since like Friday? Okay. Always remember this at Tri-County Tech or other colleges. If you add a class on Monday, chances are it'll be Wednesday before you're actually on the roll and on the register or whatever to get into whatever you need to for that course. It usually takes 15 to 24 hours for the system to dump, and that's why you always want to give yourself a day after you add a class. And I'm just using that as a general rule. Some colleges are better, some colleges are worse. But give yourself a day. So if you added this class Monday, then tomorrow you probably be able to log on to this. Late addings to a class can cause some delay problems, and you have to remember that if you add like after the first day of class. Okay? But hopefully y'all didn't. Did you have any trouble getting on? Did it take like 3.5 hours for you to get on? How about you? Okay. So there's 2 witnesses right here that it doesn't take 3 days or 3 weeks to get on to MyLabs Plus. Some of y'all, it will take 3 months. Some of y'all are, and I'm not talking about y'all in here, I'm talking about students. Oh my gosh. Come as a post. I mean, some students are just, I mean, you hate to use that word, but sometimes you just don't have the word to use. You know what I'm saying? Questions on this? When you go on, I guess I'm going to go into it a little bit. I want to rate my professor and make fun of teachers. I do that a lot. I just don't go on mine because I'm scared to look at it. This is what it's going to look like, only you're not going to have all these. You're going to have Math 120. That's what it looks like. You click on that. Always allow. It ain't no big deal. And let's see how many people are actually on the roll. None. Thought y'all said y'all registered. I don't see y'all's names. Huh. That is the 120.029, right? Yeah. You said y'all registered? When did y'all register? Oh, you said you used the one I want. Okay. 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 Now, let me also explain that. When you get on, it's going to ask you, do you have an access code? Type it in. Do you want to buy an access code, or do you want to use the 14-day trial period? Now, let me, nothing is what?
Free.
How'd you know that? Good job. Your parents taught you well. Nothing is free. The 14-day trial period, that's just a play on words. What happens if you go past the 14-day trial period and you don't pay? Not only do you not get access, but you get deactivated. And then when you get your access code, everybody listen to this, when you get your access code and you try to type it in, it's not going to take it because you're deactivated. Then you have to get one of us, or you have to call them and get you reactivated. Then you have to go in and type in your access code. So please do not let that 14-day trial period pass. Okay? Please don't, because it's just more work for both of us. Can somebody tell me how much an access code is? Or how much was the book in the access code? Roundabout. $192? Okay. I know. Don't even go there. You can get the access code for about $20 to $30 cheaper, and then you can get it online about $20 cheaper. So $20, $50, you can get about $50 knocked off of that if you get it online, and you don't need the book. Okay. So you still got yours wrapped. If you wanted to save some money, take it back and just get access code online, and then you can print the book offline. Okay? So that would be, does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay? All right. Anybody else got any questions? These are just preliminary questions. We're going to go over all of this Wednesday, but let's go to rate my professor and let's make some fun of some teachers. I better turn the recording off. Let's see. I want to see some of y'all.